welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today's video is going to be a little bit different from the other videos that I typically create. I'm going to be telling you all my business pet peeves. Yes, I'm going to be sharing with you all things that, I don't want to say get under my skin, but what's the right word? I mean, just pet peeves. That's as clear as I can say it. Things that are kind of like, we could be a little bit more efficient in this area. So I think this would be a fun and a cool video. A lot of times people do ask me, hey, what are some of the things that you don't like about business, or what are some of the things that get under your skin? I don't really want to say that, these are things I necessarily hate, or these are things that really just bug me to, no end. But these are some things that, it touches me in a way that makes something go off in my mind to say, maybe we can work at it a little bit better. We're all learning. No one's perfect. And so I'm just going to share with you, like I mentioned, a few pet peeves that I have when I am doing or working with anyone in regards to business. So this could be a one-on-one setting. This could be in a business group setting. It just kind of depends. So I'm going to be going over this in the video. This is going to be lighthearted. It's not intended to be negative or, what do I want to say? There's no negative vibes coming from this way, but I like to be transparent on this channel. I like to explain and show you all my journey and my experiences. And, I'm human. So there are some things that, like I said, can definitely improve on, in my opinion. And I'm going to bring that to the platform today. So if you are interested, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. So I wrote some notes. The first pet peeve that I have in business is being exceptionally late to meetings or events. I can't explain to you how important time management is, especially in business. Now I can say this, just being fair and being transparent. I used to have a job that was right down the street from my home, and I was not on time 100%. I can just be upfront and honest about that. I would try to be on time, but I just, I just wasn't. I would be maybe 5 minutes late here, 10 minutes late here. And, I just was like, hey, and I shouldn't have had that mentality, but that was how it was. As I went along with my business, as I started doing more business meetings, being more involved as an entrepreneur, I started to look at time differently, because I'm the one now in the hot seat waiting for people to arrive, or I'm the one now sitting here waiting for, whether it be people to come in for interviews, whether it be when I was hiring at my salon, or whether it be for people to come in to different events, or whether it be that I'm waiting for someone to come to a meeting place, or an appointment that we set up for us to further discuss different business agendas and ideas and plans, whatever it can be, arriving exceptionally late. And, I can't even really relate the first experience with my job being down the street and me being about 5 or 10 minutes to what I'm really talking about here. What I'm saying is exceptionally late. So, picture this. You have a meeting to arrive and discuss, maybe budgeting or different business marketing, or just different business strategies or ideas. And you schedule the meeting at 10 a.m. So you do everything you have to do. You get your kids off to school on time. You make sure that you're dressed on time. You feed your dog on time, or whatever you do. You make sure that everything's ready. You do your errands ahead of time. You rearrange your whole day to fit this meeting. And then you get there about 9:50ish, or say you get there at 10 a.m. And you're sitting there, and okay, it's like 10:05. You're like, okay, all right. Anything can happen, right? Traffic. You're still sitting there. Maybe you're in your car, or maybe you decided to go into the building, but you're still sitting there and you're waiting. It becomes 10:10 and you're like, okay, all right. Brittany, don't panic. Let's call them and see where they're at. You don't get any answer. You don't get any text. And you're like, okay. It becomes 10:20. All right. So, I do have other things to do too. I was planning on being here and getting started with the meeting around 10:10 or 10:15. Because, a lot of times we plan things out in our mind. We have to make sure that we allot enough time and space for everything in our day. And so, like I mentioned in a lot of videos, a lot of us have a lot of things going on. It's more than just running a business. It's more than just going to our 9 to 5. It's more than just going to school. But we have children. We have different events. We have different obligations. We have more things, errands. We have things that we have to get done. And so in my head, I'm already planning like, okay, we should have already started. So that way, if it takes about 45 minutes, an hour, I still have time for this and that. So it becomes, 10:30. 10:45, 11 o'clock. And at this point, they may be pulling in, or and you're like, it's an hour late. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely wanted to have this meeting with you, but it has to be an understanding and a respect of time on both ends. Showing up to a meeting an hour late or 45 minutes late, even if I do have the time to spend or spare, you know, it starts the meeting off on the wrong foot, because it's like, hey, you know, I want you to value my time. I want to value your time, but it just shows, I mean, it comes off as a, as someone that's not caring about your time, that's not respecting your time, that's not being considerate to what you have to do. And, you know, you encounter a lot of people like that doing business. And so that's one of my pet peeves. I can understand things coming up. I'm human. Like I said before, I used to be late to my job about 5 minutes, 6 minutes, which I'm not proud of. But, and I shouldn't say my job, but a job I used to have. So I would show up late, you know, but it wasn't anything that was exceptionally late, as far as, you know, 45 minutes, an hour late. And if I ever have a meeting engagement where I am late, I always call. I call ahead of time. Hey, I'm stuck in traffic, or hey, you know, I just got a ticket, or whatever the case may be, to set the right expectation. Setting the right expectation goes a very long way. So that would be my first pet peeve, being exceptionally late to meetings and events. The second pet peeve that I have is not following through. Oh my gosh, this is something that really I don't understand. You know, a lot of times when you're getting started with business, you realize very quick that part of your business is working with other people. Like I've told you in some videos, I wasn't always very outspoken, and I wasn't always very outgoing. My family members say that I was outspoken and outgoing, but I didn't feel the confidence behind me being outspoken. I didn't feel, you know, the confidence behind my ideas or my plans or my business moves. And so it takes some time to develop. That's why I always say starting a business is a good thing to do, not even just on the financial aspect of securing the bag or being financially stable. Yes, that's all great, but it also helps you discover more talents and skills, and it gives you the option and the ability and the platform to build relationships and to learn how to work with different people. Because that definitely takes practice. It's a skill. Even if you're a people person, there's still different skills that you can learn as far as how to communicate better, how to network better. And so, one thing that I had to learn, that, you know, in business or in life in general, not everyone follows through with their word. You know, I learned so many lessons as far as believing people, taking people at face value, and thinking that everything was just going to be fine, and it wasn't. Not saying that, you know, I don't trust anyone, not saying that, you know, I can't take anyone for face value, but I'm just saying that, you know, learning that not everyone follows through with their word really helped me implement different policies. It really helped me better structure my business and the way that I work to protect myself and my brand. And so, like I said, that's one of my pet peeves. You know, someone says they're going to do something and they don't do it. You know, I don't understand it, because if I give you my word, I'm going to follow through with it. But, you know, and like I said before, I'm human, so I understand that things come up. I understand that things happen. But if you tell someone, okay, yeah, we're going to put on this event on this day, and, you know, you start planning for it and everything gets in the motion, and then all of a sudden, maybe it's the day before or the day of, and you just fall out. You know, like I said, I can understand if there's personal things that come up. You know, I get it. But, you know, if it's just like, I'm just not doing it anymore, or if it's, you know, someone told you that they were going to do something, and then, you know, you get to the time where it's close to getting it done, and they're just still unprepared, or they're just not following through with their commitment or their side of the deal. It's just like, that's one of my pet peeves. Like, just do what you say you're going to do. That's why contracts, that's why agreements are so popular in business. You know, some older people will tell me, you know, back when I was doing business, you would be able to shake someone's hand and look them in the eye, and that was your contract. That was your agreement. And I'm like, well, you know, it's it's not like that today necessarily. And I'm not saying that it was like that back then either, but I'm saying that, you know, I just want people to do what you say. If you say you're going to do something, just do it. If you cannot do it, if you absolutely have to cancel or back out, do it. But make sure that you're being cautious and conscious of the other person that you're working with. So just think about them for a second too. You know, hey, is this something that I have to pull out of, or can I still follow through with my word? How much do we have riding on this? How many people are coming to this event? What did we plan? How much money did we put into this? And if I can't make it, who else can step in and make sure that my end of the bargain is still kept? Whatever the case may be, I'm a real strong believer of just keeping your word and following through. Now, the third thing that I want to point out, that's one of my pet peeves, is an overload of personal information and or flirting. Oh my gosh, like I probably should have put this as number one. When you are in business, like I've been mentioning, you do build relationships. Not all of your conversations are going to be strictly related to business. Some of the conversations you may throw in small talk, you may actually build a relationship outside of business as far as, hey, we met doing this project, but she's a really cool person. So we're friends, we go shopping, we go on dinner dates, we do this, we do that. But it's still, it's not forced, and it doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like your job is being neglected or the assignment that you all met on is being neglected in order to just have fun. And so when you first meet someone, especially if you're going to a business meeting, let me give you this example. I was looking at different office spaces, I think a few months ago. And the person that I was working with, they just kept going on and on and on about their personal information. And I don't want to say that, I don't really know how to say it, but it was very, it was too much. It really didn't tie into what we were there for. We're here for looking at spaces. Of course, you may throw something in to start conversation. That's a part of selling. I get that. But if it constantly is just about what you're going through, or constantly about your personal problems, or constantly about you and your business, and then it kind of transitions to flirting. It kind of transitions to, well, do you have a husband? And maybe you may need someone to do this, or are you free? Maybe we can talk about some of the other issues tonight. And it's like, I literally came for one thing. Like I did. I don't know what you thought or what type of energy I gave off to make you think that that I was here for more than that. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be the energy that you give off. It's just like, sir or ma'am, whoever it may be, I'm literally here for this one thing. Even when I owned my salon, it would be people that would come in and they would make different offers and want to partner with my salon and do all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, but the conversation would go down a path that would be like, well, how did we get here? No, sir, you don't need to know if I'm in a relationship. No, you don't need to know if I'm married. You don't need to know how many kids I have. Please just stick to what it is we were talking about. So that would be another pet peeve. I don't like that. If we're here for business, we're here for business. That's it. If we're working together and, say we're working on a drop shipping plan, or I'm helping you develop your website, and then you get a DM and it's like, hey, you sure looked very nice in your video. Okay, thank you, I appreciate that. That's nothing wrong, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. I've even gotten messages like that were very inappropriate. It started off with just a nice, hey, I love your video, hey, you look nice today, hey, I love the way that you explain this. And then it just jumps to a picture, or, hey, I'm going to send you a picture of this, or, hey, this happens when I watch your video. And it's just like, that's too much. I literally have had to block people. And it's just like, no, like business is business. And even if it wasn't business, the way that some people come at you, it's just like, no, there's no chance in the world. So that's another pet peeve. Another pet peeve that I have is working with people that are very biased and make a lot of discriminatory remarks. And especially, a lot of times when I work with different people, some people don't realize what they're saying is very offensive. They may say something along the lines of, well, most discolored people that I work with are like this, but you're not. Or, you know what, I really didn't think, that it would go like this working with these type of people. And I'm thinking like, well, what type of people? Well, or when you see people treating someone different in a business setting, especially people that you're working with, and they're treating them different strictly because of how they look or because of their race or their language, that really irks me. I'm just like, what year are we in? You know what I mean? Like, of course, I don't expect to live in a perfect world, but I just don't get it. You know, I don't understand how you could be so ignorant to some of the comments and some of the remarks that people still make, and some of the actions, and just different way of Xing people out and assuming that this person won't buy this or this person won't do this just because of how they speak or how they look. I mean, that's, in my opinion, a quick way to diminish and demolish everything that you're creating. You know, you never know who you're working with. You never know how deep someone's pockets are, and you never know what someone's intentions are. The person that you're sitting here thinking, you know, hey, I don't want to work with this person because they may steal something out of my coat, may have enough money to buy your coat and more. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. And so as a business person, as a person, period, I always keep my mind open. I'm never the kind of person to be like, they don't look like they can afford it, so I'm gonna just I don't like the way that they look, so I've never been like that. And it just irks me that, you know, you still have to live in a world where people think like that. You know, there's enough room for everyone. There's enough room to love. There's enough room to be accepting and to be open. And, you know, that's just really what we should try to do as humans first. And then also, especially as business people, if you're working in business, don't shut doors to your success or to, you know, your help or to building your brand, because you just have tunnel vision and you only are comfortable working with people that look, talk, and sound like you. There's a huge world out there. And I get a lot of my inspiration from just being open-minded and from, you know, just looking at different people and talking to different people and interacting with different people. You don't have to look like me. You don't have to talk like me. You know, that's what makes it so great, that we all can have our own individual personalities. We all have different backgrounds, but yet we can come together and share our ideas and our experiences based on our walks of life and come up with different strategies and different plans and implement different business structures to really incorporate everyone that we can. Like that's amazing to me. So being biased and, you know, being discriminating against any person is definitely one of my pet peeves. So those are my pet peeves. You know, I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. I challenge all of you, if you have pet peeves that you want to list below, feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the video. Be sure to subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.